Yo, what's going on, Grateful Gap family? We here. We finally made it to Saturday. All praise to God. We get some college football in today. We get to look forward to the NFL schedule tomorrow and Monday. Just gonna be a great day overall, man. Just a really, a blessing to be able to have life. Truly, you know, grateful for that. So we're gonna get directly to the daily verse, and then gonna get to the sports rundown. We're gonna come up with some hot topics, some things that I've spoken about before, but we're gonna reiterate it just because in light of some recent events and on recent things that happened. But we're going to get into We're going to get into that also. But daily verse for the day of September 14th, 2024, derives from the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 14, and it states as follows: So we should no longer be children, tossed about as by waves and carried here and there by every wind of teaching, by the means of the trickery of men, by means of cunning and deceptive schemes. Amen. And again, it's from the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 14. And just like the scripture said, don't continue to be moved around and influenced by trickery. We have to know, we have to pray for certain things, for discernment, how to spot different things, how to be able to choose better things in our life. So I really appreciated that scripture this morning. And it kind of go into a topic of not trickery, but of decision making. And we're going to be kicking it off today, speaking about Tua and how he should. Me personally, I feel like he should retire, and I've said this before, and I'm going to put it on air again. Just be able to see this gentleman. I haven't seen one time where he wasn't hit in the head in the professional football league, and he hasn't had a serious reaction from it. And and for some reason, it's always in prime time. I'm not like, giggling, laughing like that's the funny part, but it's ironic that it's always seen by millions and millions of people. And the thing about it, he really does have to hang it up, man. He just solidified a contract where he's gonna get guaranteed money, so he's gonna be good financially. But you have to be able to live your life, to be able to spend money. You have to be able to healthy to be able to have a family, do anything that you love. And I understand that he loves football, but he really got to give it up, man, because his health is more important than his accomplishments as a football player. He's made it to the top of the top in professional sports. He hasn't won a Super Bowl or anything of that nature, but you got drafted high, you became a starting quarterback, you earned big contracts, you made accomplishments, you had winning seasons, things of that nature. But if I'm his father, I'm telling you, son, you got to let it go. And of course, everybody got to choose what they got to choose for themselves. But I feel like his best choice is to really just let the game of football be behind him. Playing wise, you can always be involved in football other ways, coaching, volunteering, having camps, doing things in your communities. But playing on that field on Sundays, I just think it's time for him to go and put them cleats up, man. So that's my take on it. And again, I've said this before, especially those scary concussions from last season. But this year it's like it just stacking on top of each other, and the more and more you get hit, it's gonna make it worse. So I just feel like people been talking about, oh, he need to wear the little thing on his head. He just need to give it up, man. So that's my take on it, me personally.
Oh no, I completely agree with you. You can hear me fine, right?
Okay, yes, sir.
I'm just checking because I ain't know if my podcast microphone connected back or not. But nah, I saw that thing live, dude. And when I saw that here live, I was just like, it's probably about that time. But I don't know. He probably gonna try not to hang it up, knowing too. He's resilient. But what 4 concussions? This is his fourth one. It's
Mm,
time.
yeah, like I mean, and then the NFL has to do something about this. You know what I mean? Like you have to.
If
At
he'll put
what
that
point?
padded helmet on.
Not even that though. I'm just saying, at what point do I don't know? He got to do something different. He got to every time he got. If he gonna get on this football field, I'm his coach. First of all, if I'm his coach, I'm telling him I don't want to be on the football field. I don't want him on the football field because I want. You never know. What hit you take is gonna be the last. I mean, last hit to push it over the top. And then obviously seeing the thing about me, I can see if he got concussion like normal people. And he just got up. He got up. His head was hurt. But he literally has almost seizure like responses on the field, and it's not the
Yeah.
first time it's happened. And that's what I'm saying. Like the level of response your body is given from these concussions is speaking for itself. So that's why I say, it's time. You just got to hang it up, man. You got to just let it go. Because honestly, what do you see yourself accomplishing in the NFL? Do you see yourself as Super Bowl champion? Because I can tell them right now, if you do see yourself as Super Bowl champion, you're wrong. Because it's not going to be with the Miami Dolphins. It's not going to be within the era where you got Patrick Mahomes in the AFC still, and the Chiefs. You got the Bengals in the AFC still. You got the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, those guys in the AFC. So I don't see you, even if you continue to play. You got the Bills who just whooped up on y'all. You know what I mean? Like, you got all these teams that are so much better than y'all. So what position are you? Do you see yourself in? What do you see yourself accomplishing as a football player? Because like I said, I don't think you're gonna win a Super Bowl, and I think, and obviously, I think he sees himself, going to compete and try to win a Super Bowl, but I don't see it realistically happening. So, what is your end game and outcome for the game of football? Are you trying to? This is me. Well, I will have a conversation with him. Are you trying to give your life on the field, or are you trying to live your life? You know what I mean? Like, so that's my take on it. But we're not gonna dwell on him. Of course, I want the best for him, and I've said prayers for him. Since even the first time I seen him had a concussion response like that. But I want to continue to pray for him, and hopefully God puts whatever He needs to on his heart to make him make the correct decision for his life and for his family. You know what I mean? A young man not even 25 years old yet. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe he might be 25. Now I got to look. I don't know. He been in the league a couple years, but still, you know what I mean. You're a young man. Like, you know what I mean. Get yourself together so you can meet somebody, have a family, have a wife, have children. You know what I mean. See the fruits of life. But
He
yeah,
26.
yeah. See, you know what I mean. Like, so that's my take on it, man. So, but I wish the best for him. Like I said, praying for him, for health, for all these players. I pray for health for all the players. Anybody who going through anything, and when you have a tough decision to make, it's not easy. You know what I mean? But you got to make it. It's your choice to make, regardless. So, again, just wishing the best for him, man. Want the best for the guy. And I know his teammates and players do also. And I know a lot of people in this camp are probably telling him the same thing. But at the end of the day, it's what he has to choose. You know what I mean? So, but then we're gonna get into Thursday night football. So like I said, they just got whooped on by the Bills this past Thursday. The Dolphins and the Bills played. I gave not the Dolphins. I gave the Bills 9 points to win by, but they won. They won in spectacular fashion. They end up defeating the Dolphins 31-10. Again, they even before Tua went out, they was down big. They was down, I think, 21-10 at the time or something like that. They were,
Dominating.
they were really spiraling, and I expect the Dolphins to play better. But like I said Thursday, I expect the Bills to come out and be a complete team because they've had good moments in seasons, but when it came down to putting teams away and really playing at their level, they really haven't done it at a consistent level. So I just think this is a new Bills team, especially for Josh Allen not having Diggs as that primary target, so he's being more flexible with the ball. The game plans and the scheme of their offense is changing, which I think is a great thing for their team. So I think they're going to be better going into this season and as the season progresses. So I think they'll be pretty scary in the AFC and probably could even compete in the AFC Championship. I think they had that type of caliber team, defense, offense type of players. Um, we shall see. So looking forward to it.
You're right. Stephon Diggs is gone, but that defense is still there, and it's still physical. It's still bullying. It's still dominating.
Yeah.
The offense, I'm listening to the media, dog. The words they using is very, it's right, but I know it's got to be triggering Stephon Diggs because they talking about unselfishness and how the ball being moved around. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't noticed that, but this new look Bills, I can say I like them. We taking the pressure off of Josh Allen's legs by having James Cook carried away with the running game. They got multiple wide receivers while they still kind of young, but they still got like multiple versatile wide receivers. With a Dalton Kincaid, he's gonna be an excellent tight end down the line. Like they got the pieces to make some noise. But I know all this stuff gotta be kind of like nagging at Stephon. I know he waiting for that matchup. I think it's like week 6.
But he went to a good team also. But see the
I
thing I
know.
know, but see the spreading of the ball thing is on Josh Allen. Because Jalen Hurts, we got good receivers too, but he spreads the ball around. He tried to
Yeah,
get
ain't no
the
egos
ball.
involved there
You
either.
know what I mean? So yeah, we have to. It's just things have to be put into things have to be brought up to be fixed. All right, so even if you had a problem, just like how the collapse thing from the Eagles last year was brought about and that type of stuff, what are we doing to we address it? Are we going to fix it or keep it the same? You know what I mean? So like things have to be brought up to be to be better. And I just think the relationship between the Bills and Stephon Diggs was just that. They spoke, and he probably said his piece. They said their piece, and now he's a Texan, but he's in a good situation also too. A good young quarterback who he gets to help develop even better. Another reliable target because the Texans got good receivers too.
Yeah.
What I mean? And Diggs, he's that figure now. Oh, we have to game plan for him. We have to know what he is. So now that's going to give guys like Nico Collins and those other gentlemen, more opportunity to have one-on-ones and things of that nature. So I just think they're in a good great position, especially even with Joe Mixon in their run game.
Boy,
And
yes.
so it was a good game last week, even with the Texans and the Colts. That was a good game. You know what I mean? So week one has definitely been exciting for football so far. I'm excited for week two. Week two kicked off with some not controversy, but with some big headlines around safety for football players and things of that nature. But I just think it's still going in a great direction. I'm excited for Sunday, Monday Night Football. Of course, we're gonna get to the slate. We're gonna get to
Oh Lord.
talking, and but yeah. So getting prepared for Sunday games tomorrow, September 15th. Kicking off at 1 p.m. on CBS. We have the Ravens versus the Raiders. This should be a pretty good game. Both of these teams are on one. The Ravens are looking to take back, the winning side of this season so far. I think they left a lot of things on the field against Kansas City. Hopefully, they're looking to clean it up against the Raiders and maybe get a W. And then Gardner Minshew and those Raiders, my boy Brock Bowers, my dogs. He's gonna be looking to continue to make an impact on the Raiders offense and do what he got to do to continue to solidify himself as an up and coming tight end in this league. So yeah, I'll be on the lookout for my young bull. Then also tomorrow at 1 p.m. we have the Jaguars hosting the Browns. I don't know who's gonna win this game. I think the Ravens are gonna win the Raiders game. I don't know who's gonna win this Jaguars Browns game.
Jaguars probably gonna win by at least 7.
Probably the Jaguars probably do win, just because I think their front seven, their offensive line is better. Their offensive line, I think they have. If you can control Myles Garrett, if you can contain him, I think they have an opportunity for Trevor Lawrence to throw the ball around. I got some pretty good wide receivers down there in Jacksonville, so that should be pretty interesting. Then we have the Titans hosting the Jets tomorrow, also on CBS. Make sure y'all check your local listings. These are all the 1 p.m. games. Then also more information coming out of the 49ers camp. So Christian McCaffrey is injured. I don't know what the injury is. I really wasn't
I
paying
think it's a
attention.
hammy. I think it's
But
a
he was
hamstring.
okay. But he was a late scratch Monday, or I think it wasn't late scratch, but he didn't suit up for last night's. Oh, not last night. Last week's
Monday
Monday
night.
night game
Mm-hmm.
against the Jets. But he's looking to go on IR. That's the I guess that's what they're contemplating right now for the 49ers. I don't know, but just again, another person who we want everybody to be healthy. And fortunately, he's unhealthy. I don't know what happened with his hammy, but I know he's going that field. He's going to definitely help those guys win games. But this young boy, the running back who ran for them last week, the guy was toting that ball. You know what I mean? So that's why I really love the NFL. Any level where you have guys who are able to step up, because those guys really take it seriously. They embrace their role, and when the numbers called, they come to play. They come to show up, and that's what I really try to emphasize to my team. Just work, have your head down, prepare yourself like you just started. Prepare. And anytime you get in the game, you gonna always know what to do. You know what I mean? So, but that's neither here or there. I just want to get that information out for on the 49ers fans about Christian McCaffrey. So we have the Vikings hosting the 49ers tomorrow, also at 1 p.m. on CBS. We have the Panthers hosting the Chargers. Shout out to my boy Lad McConkey. I shouted him out on Thursday, but my guy out here, he making plays already. I told y'all he should have been a first round pick, but obviously he was top 4 in the second round. He was the number 34th pick, but the Chargers got no one. You know what I mean? They got no one. So shout out to my boy Lad. I'm looking forward to see what he's going to continue to do in this league as he continues to see the game more and more on the professional side, and just continue to do Lad McConkey things. You seen that footwork, that boy juke two of them boys. You know what I'm saying? That's that Georgia work right there for you. So now we get to Fox 1 p.m. games. We have the Patriots hosting the Seahawks. That should be a pretty good game. Also, we got the Cowboys versus the Saints. This should be a pretty good one too. The Saints put a whooping on the Panthers last week. So
I gotta say this right now. I have to say this on the record. Only because I'm from Georgia, only because I know a lot of people from New Orleans, and only because I understand the rivalry between the Saints and the Falcons. I'm sitting here walking in the grocery store, and the only thing I hear is, "Hey, yo, y'all gotta watch out for them Saints this year. They beat down on the Carolina Panthers. Ain't nobody studying these men. I know they got a good defense, but we don't know when Derek Carr might decide to throw 150 this week and 175 that week. And that's only a $25 difference. We ain't
The
Like, worry about
Saints,
no Saints.
no Saints fans do be on y'all, boy. I swear.
Boy, they be on us and they move here the quickness. That's the crazy
In
part.
fact, ever since Hurricane Katrina, but the city been flooded with people from New Orleans, like
Bro, and
in
I ain't even
Louisiana,
get mad
period.
at nothing. Like, this is the crazy part about this, and I'm so sorry for people from New Orleans. I know some good people from New Orleans, and y'all make some great food. I
My
ain't gonna even
family's from New
cap.
Orleans. Shout out to New Orleans, man.
Bro, like some good people from New Orleans. I met some good people when all this stuff was going down. I ain't gonna even never take that away. But the disrespect for this state, and then this is the first option for everybody, even in 2024, is still baffling to me. But continue.
I ain't gonna get. I ain't gonna get on the Falcons. You know, I ain't gonna. I ain't
Oh no, we're gonna talk about the Falcons. We
yeah,
go. It's okay. We're gonna talk about it. You have an honest fan here. Trust. I
yeah,
told you.
nah, yeah. I know.
I
I
told
know.
you. Ain't no. It's not Alice in Wonderland. There's no cap. The cap is up there today. They don't deserve a cap today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then, so we got a divisional. We got a divisional game. The Commanders will host the Giants on Fox also at 1 p.m. on Sunday. I think the
Another team
Commanders
they
should
gotta
win that
figure out what
game.
they gotta do at quarterback. Cause Daniel Jones just ain't it.
Hey, that's on them. You know what I mean? I feel
I know.
sorry for all other fans that are not Eagles fans. You know what I mean? I feel sorry for us sometimes too, but y'all, boy, woo. But I don't know, man. I can't. Shout out to Howie, man. Shout out to Howie. Then we got the Lions versus the Buccaneers. This should be a pretty good game, also, man. That should be a pretty good game. We got the Packers versus the Colts. Oh, it's a lot of good matchups this week. A lot of good matchups. I'm excited to see Anthony Richardson, Jordan Love matchup. Oh, Jordan Love might not be playing actually.
Oh, he's not playing. He's
He
out
got
for
hurt.
like
Yeah,
4 to 6 weeks.
yeah. He's hurt. I forgot he hurt his. He's MCL. I think it's not broken, but he hurt it. Like
I thought it was his ankle, but all right.
okay, I thought they said knee. They was talking about the MCL.
Nah, he rolled that thing. I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, he rolled it.
And then we have the Cardinals versus the Rams. This is our 4 p.m. game, so these are pretty much prime time afternoon games type of vibes. We got the Cardinals versus the Rams. We got the Broncos hosting the Steelers. This should be a pretty good game. I think Russell Wilson is gearing to start this week, actually, even though I think they should still keep Justin Fields, but it's not here or there. Then we got the Chiefs versus the Bengals. That should be a pretty good game kicking off. The Chiefs versus the Bengals. Then we have a Sunday night football game. We have the Houston, Texas hosting the Chicago Bears. So Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud matchup. That's going to be epic for Sunday night. I think the Texas is going to take this game at home too. NBC on Peacock. I think the Bears the Bears played well enough last week to help out their quarterback win. You know what I mean? Even though it just wasn't his on his shoulders, his responsibility to win. But I think the Bears played a complete team game to help them win last week. And I think if they're gonna win this week, they have to do the same thing going into Houston. But that's going to be a hostile environment, loud, very passionate. And I think C.J. Stroud and those guys, D'Amico Ryan's going to have his team ready to rock and roll. So I think the Texans are going to take that game probably about 17-10, not 17, about 17-9. They probably score more than that. They got a pretty good offense, probably like 24,
Yeah, I give him
24-13,
24.
about 24-13. That's what I would say. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Football. Make sure y'all tune in. We're going to be at the Link. First real home game of the season for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Link going to be rocking. City going to be crazy. We're going to be waiting to pounce and eat on them baby Falcons. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we the big birds. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be good. I think if we come out and play a complete game, we could Jalen Hurts don't turn the ball over. We control the tempo. We control a lot of scrimmage. I think we're going to win. And I ain't gonna just toot our own horn because the Falcons got a pretty good defense. You know what I mean? To be able to
That ain't enough no more, man.
to hold the Steelers to 18 points last week was pretty good for the weapons they have and even the defense they have. But I think I want us to get a lot of pressure on Kirk Cousins this week, and I think it's going to definitely help us out because he's just aging and he ain't the same no more. But I still think y'all gonna come compete. I hope so. I want to see a good game on Monday night.
They ain't got no choice but to come and compete. Y'all spent way too much money. Y'all made all the moves. I'm talking about y'all made some moves where everybody's talking, like you just said, they have a pretty good defense. And the thing is, their defense wasn't bad last year. If people really paid attention to the numbers, top 10 in third down conversions. We barely let people move this ball. So it's like we're just a greater version of last year's defense, like 2.0, with a better defensive coordinator and a better defensive coach. And now we got to get the ball moving on offense. And I don't know why everybody's kind of skipping over this O-line, but I ain't letting this O-line pass because for some reason they always do this. I had to realize this too. The past, 2-3 years, you guys never had a passing quarterback. Y'all been kind of defending the run. That's why you guys have been like top 10 the past like 2-3 years. But now it's time to be top 10 in passing. Y'all got to protect the quarterback. I cannot settle for one drive. Well, we had one drive where everything looked fine. Kirk Cousins looked comfortable. We actually got Kyle Pitts the ball. Bijan just going to be Bijan. He is literally deemed the best weapon we have. He is our Christian McCaffrey. We can't mess this up. But it's here now. You know, this is why I put the emphasis on the preseason. They should have played some more in the preseason. Now we got to use the first 4 weeks, which this is a bad time for Atlanta to use the first 4 weeks to try to figure everything out. You got to deal with the Eagles. Oh, and then next week you got to deal with Chris Jones, who going to basically walk up to the O-line and say, I'm going to want him. I want him. And that's not going to work. We got to put it together. We have to put it together. Too much money has been spent. All the hype and all this stuff is over. Y'all crapped the bed the first time. And then it's like, bro, you got a defense that's really going to sit here and do the same thing they did for Ritter last year. We're going to bail you out. We're going to make the key stops. You just got to go in here and make the plays. But now we can't go in here and make the plays. So, hey, Cousins, come on, because you already know after week 3, if you still crapping the bed, you already know what name is being yelled in that arena. And it's like, oh, Lord, here we go with this.
Well, I asked you last week, immediately. I said, do you...
I know you asked me immediately, and I sat here and I was like, wait a minute, dog. Hold on. We don't sit Jalen Hurts if he have a bad game. First one out. We don't do that. It happened. No, I'm just saying.
It's levels, my guy. Kirk
Cousins. I understand his levels.
He ain't got to Super Bowl yet. My guy, we moving, but
I understand that. I understand. Yeah, but we don't sit him.
But see, we don't have. It's different, you know what I mean? We have.
Oh yeah, it's different. You guys know how to scout. Your O-line stays intact. It's different. You draft from the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm glad you brought that up because you were talking about Chris Jones. Kirk Cousins got to come see them dogs on the line this week. Jalen Carter gonna be in his face.
And then you already know how it is with that. Everybody that played for Georgia have to sit here and look at the Atlanta Falcons basically pass them up in the draft, and they're saying here like, yo, y'all clearly need some of my expertise. So now you know how it is. It's always no, but I'm like, you know how personal it gets every time now, because especially you got this team basically Georgia U 2.0 sitting up in Philly, and they all sitting there like, dang, we right down the street, a couple hours away. We know y'all need some help, and y'all just sitting here like basically being Stevie Wonder every time y'all seeing a Bulldog pop up on the draft board. So you know it's like a little bit of salt thrown on top of that. That's gonna be added to. Yes,
they don't want to play for the Falcons. They ain't want to play for them. They at home. They know where they want to be.
Man, look here. When you know you have the capability to basically help a team, and you right down the street from the team, hey, if I'm playing football, I can honestly see why players will say, don't want to go to the Falcons. There's things within the organization that needs to be fixed. They need to build an identity. But another part of me will sit here and be like, dang, y'all clearly got holes that I can help fill. I'm right up the street, and you're not even looking this way. Yeah, I'm going to show you every time I play.
Yeah, score prediction though, we definitely getting 30-something points. I mean, I think we're gonna step it off. You're crazy. We're definitely gonna. We dropped 34 last week with 3 turnovers. We're definitely gonna get up there for sure. No,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember who y'all played last week.
We played the Packers. Don't worry. We're gonna.
Oh yeah, y'all sat here and made Jordan Love see ghosts last week.
We're definitely gonna. We're gonna get up there again. We're probably gonna beat y'all. I would say I'm gonna be humble. We're gonna beat y'all 30-18. Y'all gonna score more points than last week. I'm gonna give y'all that, but y'all not gonna
27-20.
No, 30-18. Book it.
Sometimes when you smell blood, it can actually be food dye. So 27-20.
Yeah, okay. Like it's all right, but just know we're gonna be on top where it goes. You know what I mean? Eagles, baby.
No, that's why I said 27-20 because they're gonna improve this week, but they ain't gonna improve good enough to actually deal with this juggernaut because y'all should have played in the preseason, and now you got a quarterback here that has to try to figure it out, and he ain't got before games. That's why, bro, they don't put together these slates for no reason. How you just get signed $180 million all of a sudden? You got this little stretch right here coming along off of the Achilles, dog. No excuses is the name of this stretch. That's the name of this stretch. Y'all ain't playing the Panthers. Y'all not playing some of these other teams that's already looking like they're going to be in the chase for Shador which that's a conversation for next week. No, bro. That's a conversation for next week because I swear, bro, if these Buffaloes have a losing season and Shador falls into the number 1 pick category, I got problems.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, that's no way. There's no way.
We got problems if that happens. If
No
anybody even feathers that because of a combine.
I mean, Caleb Williams, his team sucked too. He didn't even finish the USC season. He went number 1. I ain't in it, but whatever. That's not here or there.
27-20, man. I wouldn't be surprised about it 30 points. Trust me, I would not be surprised. But, 27-20.
We're dropping that 30. Okay,
I can't see 30 just yet.
Don't worry about it. You're going to see it on Monday. Make sure y'all tune in Monday night, man. Make sure y'all tune in. The Birds, baby. Just know when we win, you know I'm coming in here with the fight song. You know, just be ready.
Bro, y'all can lose 2 straight games. Y'all come in here with the fight song. You know why? Because they ain't going to affect y'all going to the playoffs. So,
it will. But yeah, ESPN Monday night, y'all, 8:15 p.m., man. Make sure y'all check it out. The Birds versus the Birds. The big Birds versus the little Birds. Eagles versus...
Bro, if y'all got DirecTV, I'm so sorry that we still can't watch this. I don't know what they doing, but guess what? Watch it how you can. Wink, wink, dog.
Yeah, I better petition them. What we did for Spectrum, I could not believe it. I was flabbergasted. I said, "Oh no!"
But it's going on 2 weeks, dog. DirecTV ain't getting no Monday Night Football, no college football.
Yeah, they don't got ESPN. They don't got ESPN Disney Channel. That's what it is. That's how
I know. They say here they having their dispute, but I'm like, dang,
it's too much going on these network stuff. See, this streaming stuff has really hurt a lot of people, hurt a lot of networks, hurt a lot of different things because people are saying, "Oh, you know, people pay XYZ for this, but y'all packages are XYZ. Wow, you know what I mean? It's like it's money thing, it's money stuff, money and being political. But like you said, watch it however you can, winky, 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 and y'all make sure y'all tune in. Go Birds. All right, moving to the WNBA. So the WNBA has been going crazy. Great. First of all, shout out to the WNBA. This year's views and ratings has skyrocketed, most views and ratings ever in the WNBA season. I'm super proud of all these women putting on for themselves, their families, their teams, all that good stuff. A lot of great things have been going on over the last couple of days. Caitlin Clark has broken the single season assist records for the WNBA. Just once again, another reason that she will be the WNBA Rookie of the Year. So that's pretty spectacular. So she
I'll be surprised she get MVP votes.
I won't be surprised either. So she has a total of 321 assists. She had 317 to pass Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa Thomas had the record set before. She plays for the Kinetic Suns, another dominant player, but she her current record was 316, but now the record is 321, and Caitlin Clark still has a few games left to play. So that record's probably going to be in the 330 range before it's all said and done. Then also we have Aja Wilson. I brought this up the other day. She broke the single season scoring record for the WNBA, but she's looking to also be the first ever WNBA player to score 1,000 points in one season. So she's currently 29 points away from that. She had 15 points last night in the game. She had 15 points and 17 rebounds, actually. So she had an amazing double-double last night against the Fever. But she will be most likely the first ever WNBA player to score 1,000 points in the season. So just super excited for her. You know what I mean? Just to even have that milestone. They have like half the games that the NBA has. And so just, the type of production she has to have in those games is truly, extraordinary. So shout out to Aja Wilson, shout out to Caitlin Clark. Also shout out to, hopefully I pronounce her name correct. Hold on, let me put it up here.
Who she play for?
Orike Ogunbowale. I don't know if I pronounced her name right, but she plays for the Dallas Wings. She became the franchise all-time leading scorer in her 6th season as a Dallas Wing. She currently has 3,972 points. She passed Deanna Tweedy Nolan, who had 3,971 points for her career as a Dallas Wings. Deanna, she made her point record in 9 years, and Orike, she made her point. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name right. She passed her scoring title, her scoring record in 6 seasons. So by the time she's done, she's probably gonna have, close to 6,000. I don't know. She a bucket getter. I know that, obviously. You know what I mean? To be able to do something 3 years shorter than somebody else and have more points than them is really just a phenomenal. It speaks for itself. So that's the big WNBA news I have for those 3 young ladies. They record breakers again: Aja Wilson, Caitlin Clark, and Orike. So Ogunbowale. Hope I pronounced it.
Agumbawale, you did.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
my
Enrique
son.
Agumbawale.
Well, you should have seen me yesterday on my fun facts. I was always speaking. I wasn't speaking Mandarin, but I was pronouncing Chinese like culture, different words and stuff like that from the Chinese culture. Also, I wanted to give some correction yesterday. I said that Chinese Jews were referred to in the Bible. It was just actually Asian Jews. So they could have came from China. They could have came from anywhere in Asia, but I wanted to correct myself on that from yesterday when I was speaking about China. I said China Jews were mentioned in the Bible, but it was actually Asian Jews. Not the same difference, but same region, but whatever. Um, Moving on to the WNBA scores from last night. Again, we have a couple more games left in the WNBA regular season. So glad and I'm sad to say this, so glad the Atlanta Dream won't be making the playoffs because they won't be. And hopefully this allows the front office to really make some tough decisions, not even tough decisions they need to make, and revamping this team, revamping the culture, revamping the structure, revamping something that we have to change and put into a different direction. Because if you have women who are Tina Charles and these type of players who've had phenomenal WNBA careers and playing at a high level still, why can't we win games? Why can't we have winning records? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we have, we have Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, these good players. Why can't we put it together and make things happen? You know what I mean? So some things have to change. You know what my change I'm gonna start at.
I already know.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep saying it, but that's on them to decide. You know what I mean? But I'm always support the dream, but we got to be a better team for sure. From Thursday games, September 12th, we had the New York Liberty defeat the Dallas Wings 99-67. For Friday games, September 13th, we had the DC Mystic defeat the Atlanta Dream 72-69. The Las Vegas Aces defeated the Indiana Fever 78-74. The Seattle Storm defeated the Dallas Wings 83-81. The Minnesota Lynx defeated the Chicago Sky 83-66. And the Kinetic Sun defeated the Phoenix Mercury 88-69. For Sunday games, September 15th, kicking off at 3 p.m. on NBA TV, we have the Indiana Fever hosting the Dallas Wings. We have the DC Mystic hosting the Atlanta Dream. We have the New York Liberty hosting the Minnesota Lynx. We have the Chicago Sky hosting the Phoenix Mercury. We have the Las Vegas Aces hosting the Kinetic Suns. And we have the Seattle Storm hosting the LA Sparks. So the last regular season game will be next Thursday on September 19th. And then we will have the WNBA playoff bracket officially out, and then we will have that information on the Thursday Sports Order going forward at the WNBA regular season closes and the WNBA playoff begins.
I always got to give you a shout out for your coverage of the WNBA because I keep trying to tell people, bro, you want full coverage of the WNBA. Check out the Grateful Gap. Check out this podcast, man. I'm just being honest, man. I don't really care for how the media does things. It's just putting up Caitlin Clark as the savior and basically like the lord of this sport, and then just kind of laughing at everybody else's accomplishments. And I just don't agree with that. Like, okay, she's bringing more eyes, but I also feel like if someone brings more eyes, that gives you an opportunity to check out who else has been kind of holding down the fort, who else has been dominating this game. That's why I got a homie. He kind of get into like the whole underdog and everything. And he was doing bets on women's basketball. And he said, I think I'm about to just go through here and put everybody on lower. I said, bruh, you need to sit back and watch the game a little bit. Everybody not trash, dog. I'm like, these women balling out here. You need to sit back and watch the game.
They get buckets. I mean,
Exactly.
Buckets. I'd be like, yo, like, I mean,
I
I could really name 3, 4, 5 dominant players right now, like WNBA players in the game. Asia Wilson, Breonna Stewart. What's old girl from Kinetic? What's her name?
Well, I'm about to say, the only person I be thinking about, Dejanay Carrington. I like the way that she's a two-way player.
Yeah, Dejanay Carrington is good too, but I just brought a name up. Dang, what's the girl name? You just go back. I'm gonna go back and look at it real quick. Let me see.
It's all right, bro.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying it's a lot of women who just really stick out in this game.
It's like if you don't know Caitlin Clark, then I don't know, you probably under a rock at this point.
Yeah, we know her. We too.
Yeah, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about anybody that's like a casual or you watch basketball. If you just kind of looking at the WNBA and you just thinking that it's just bad ball play here, then you just kind of living under a rock here.
Yeah, Alyssa Thomas, Kelsey Plum, chicks like that. You know what I mean? Even DeWanna Bonner be hooping. The Kinetic Sun, they got a squad out there. You know what I mean? These women be hooping. They be real. They're balling. You know what I mean? Enrique the chick who we just talked about from Dallas, Bucket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like these women, they be balling, man. That's just a small sample size of women I can even think of right now. Like these women, real deal be balling, man. So yeah, I definitely encourage everybody to go check out the WNBA. I'm definitely looking forward to the day where I can take my daughters to a game and they can see live, women's basketball just out there getting it in, bucket getting, even the NC State game, go see they women's basketball team. They got a pretty good ball club, so all these women, just women's sports and period. Women are very strong and confident and very self driven. Personally, I think they're a lot more self driven than men. You know what I mean? And when women have their eyes set on some of the accomplished things, they usually do it. So it's pretty awesome to see this stuff unfolding. And again, just the progression of the WNBA and how I'm looking forward to the expansion. There'll be more teams, there'll be more games, and I'm just looking to the growth of the WNBA, and it's definitely coming. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to them. Now we get into the nitty gritty, y'all. We get into the NCAA football. You know what I'm saying? The real deal, Holyfield, as they say back in the day. We got the top 25 this week. We had one game in the top 25 yesterday. We had Kansas State and Arizona. We had number 14 Kansas State dominate number 20 Arizona 31-7. It was a pretty close game in the first half. It was 14-7 going to halftime, I believe, and then the the Wildcats or whoever they are, they just came out and started to dominate. So, but it was, like I said, it's a pretty good game. I think Kansas State even last year showing that they had some pretty good weapons on their football team, and I think they're just building off this year. So we shall see as the weeks continue to progress. But we're going to get into the full week 3 of the NCAA Top 25. So for today's games kicking off on Fox, I think I actually want to check this game out too. We have Wisconsin hosting number 4 Alabama. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I think Alabama still win, but I think Wisconsin is going to give them a push, a run for their money. Wisconsin usually recruits well in the trenches. Obviously, they got them huge boys up there in Wisconsin, but they usually recruit pretty well in the trenches, and I think that's going to give them some type of effort against Alabama's front seven and offensive line. So this should be a pretty good game. I think Alabama still win, probably like 24-10, maybe 31-14 or something like that. I don't know. Then we got number 13, Oklahoma State, going up against Tulsa today at 12 p.m. on ESPN2. They have number 16, LSU, going up against South Carolina today at 12 p.m. on ABC. It's going to be a pretty good game also. I think South Carolina is actually going to win this. But I think they're going to win because it's DN. This DN, they going to be on your quarterback. I'm just letting you know right now. This
I'm gonna check
DN,
him out. You know his name?
no, I gotta look it up. This freshman DN from South Carolina. This dude, I
Oh,
mean,
he a true freshman
this
too.
dude, this dude
Oh
is a
Lord.
freaking monster, dude. I mean, he's a monster, bro. I mean, I haven't seen him get blocked by nobody yet, even though I've only seen highlights of him. But like, dude, this guy is a freaking monster. So y'all be on the lookout for him for sure. Then we got number 17 Michigan hosting Arkansas State. We got a top 25 ranked matchup today on the SEC Network at 12:45 p.m. We got number 6 Missouri hosting number 24 Boston College. We got number 9 Oregon going up against Oregon State today at 3:30 p.m. on Fox.
I got Oregon State for the upset.
We got okay. I won't doubt it. Oregon State always play Oregon pretty good. We got number 10 Miami hosting Ball State today at 3:30 p.m. on the ACC Network. We got number 15 Oklahoma hosting Tulane at 3:30 p.m. today on ESPN. We got number 18 Notre Dame trying to shake back and get back into the win column after being upset last week by Northern Illinois. We got number 18 Notre Dame going up against Purdue today at 3:30 p.m. on CBS. We got number 12 Utah going up against Utah State at 4:30 p.m. We got number 5 Ole Miss going up against Wake Forest today at 6:30 p.m. on the CW network. We got number 2 Texas hosting UTSA tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN. Tonight in prime time at 7:30 p.m. on ABC, we got the Georgia Bulldogs, number 1 team in the country. Go Dogs. They're traveling to Lexington, Kentucky, to face the University of Kentucky tonight. The Wildcats at 7:30 p.m. Looking forward to that primetime game. I expect it to continue to go dominate. I'm excited to see our first SEC matchup. And Kentucky always plays well. They're a physical team. Of course, it's the SEC, but they're a physical team. They have pretty good running back for the most part. They got a few of our transfers at linebacker and quarterback. So we shall see. I'm pretty sure our guys are used to playing against those guys, and I know Kirby Smart's going to have those guys prepared and ready to go execute and play at a high level. So I'm excited to see Carson Beck to continue to his Heisman season. As he continue to try to put himself in position to win a Heisman and a national championship. And I'm excited to see Trevor Etienne under the primetime lights tonight to really see what he can do. He didn't play against Clemson the first game. He played against Tennessee Tech, but I really, it wasn't prime time under the lights where, the world could see, or not the world, but United States, whoever tuned in to college football can really see what he can do. So I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to continue to see Nate Frazier, my young boy out of LA. My boy, he nasty. He run that ball nasty. So I'm excited to see him. And I'm just excited to see a Georgia Bulldog W. So hopefully we can get that done.
Yeah, South Carolina beat them 31-6. I'm pretty sure Georgia about to beat them.
Oh yeah, well we shall see. Yeah, but I'm excited to play in South Carolina. So that freshman, hey man, Kirby need to call him. Hey man, you gonna do good this season with them? Come on.
I was looking up some stuff here, man. I'm like, I think I saw someone named Dylan Stewart. They calling him a true freshman. He got a whole package on YouTube about his games and his his work.
Is that the DN from South
Yeah,
Carolina?
he had edge.
Dog. I mean, he's a dog. That kid right there. I mean, he's a beast, dude. I mean, kid probably 18, 19, dominating grown men. I mean, like this dude.
I think they had eight. I think they had like 4 sacks and 8 tackles for loss in this last game.
I mean, this dude's a monster, dude. Monster.
Yeah, yeah. This
Then
is
we got.
something to worry about.
Then we yeah, see.
Yeah, something to worry about there.
We got number 23 Nebraska hosting Northern Iowa tonight at 7:30 p.m. And we got number 7 Tennessee hosting Kent State tonight at 7:45 p.m. on the SEC Network. So make sure y'all tune into the Thursday Sports Hub to get updated information from NCAA Week 3 in the top 25.
And when you get a chance, check out if you ever get a chance, check out Dylan Raiola.
Oh, I seen him play last week against Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be following him because they talk about that man a lot. Like all last year for high school football, they talked about that man every single day on the radio.
Yeah, he was tough. And I respect his decision, to flip from us because he wasn't going to start, obviously. But maybe next year he was. But dude, he's definitely in a great place at Nebraska. The culture there is embracing him. He's giving them a lot of confidence, and he's moving in the right direction. But Ryan, he's definitely going to be the real deal for sure. I definitely feel that way. I wanted to also give a shout out real quick to let me see. Hold on. I wanted to find this record from the score from last week. Southern Alabama, they dominated somebody. They put 87 points up on somebody, and I wanted to.
Are you serious?
Okay, here we go. Yeah, Southern Alabama, they defeated Northwestern State 87-10. You know what I mean? They freaking, I mean, just dominated these guys. Yeah, so I wanted to give them a shout out. I know they're not top 25, but that's a top 25 performance right there. They put 87 points. I think that's the most points ever scored by an FBS team. You know what I mean? So you almost scored 90 points in a football game. That's a basketball score. Like 87 points on the field, that's crazy work. Like, but
I gotta look up this stat line.
that was crazy work. But they got it done. They got it done. So then moving on to Major League Baseball recap from Thursday. We had the Tigers fall to the Rockies 4-2. We had the Cardinals defeat the Reds 6-1. We had the Astros over the Athletics 6-3. The Marlins defeated the Nationals 6-3. The Yankees defeated the Red Sox 2-1. The Rays over the Guardians 5-2. The Rangers defeated the Mariners 5-4. And the Brewers defeated the Giants 3-0. For Friday game, September 13th, we had the Braves defeat the Dodgers 6-2. We had the Tigers over the Orioles 1-0. The Royals defeated the Pirates 8-3. The Mets defeated the Phillies 11-3. The Nationals over the Marlins 4-1. The Yankees defeated the Red Sox 5-4. Excuse me. The Blue Jays defeated the Cardinals 4-3. The Rays defeated the Guardians 3-1. The Athletics over the White Sox 2-0. The Reds defeated the Twins 8-4. The Rockies over the Cubs 9-5. The Astros defeated the Angels 5-3. The Brewers over the Diamondbacks 2-1. The Mariners defeated the Rangers 5-4. And the Padres defeated the Giants 5-0. For today's game, kicking off at 1 o'clock, we got the Yankees hosting the Red Sox, the Pirates hosting the Royals, the Blue Jays hosting the Cardinals, the Nationals hosting the Marlins. I need the Phillies to. I really want both of these teams to lose. I don't want the Mets or the Phillies to win. But I'd rather the Mets lose because we are in the wild card race with them right now. So I'd rather the Mets lose, we win, The Phillies, if they win or lose, it ain't really gonna matter unless we win out of our season, which we probably won't. But I just want us to win enough games so we can at least make the wild card. Because right now we're in tie with the Mets, us, and there's one more team in the National League that's tied for that wild card spot. But then we have the Tigers hosting the Orioles, the Guardians hosting the Rays, the Twins hosting the Reds, the White Sox hosting the Athletics, the Rockies hosting the Cubs, the Diamondbacks versus the Brewers, the Padres going against the Giants, the Angels versus the Astros, and the Rangers going up against the Mariners. For Sunday games, September 15th, we have the Tigers hosting the Orioles, the Twins versus the Reds, the Yankees versus the Red Sox, the Royals going up against the Pirates, the Nationals hosting the Marlins, the Phillies Mets series, the Blue Jays versus the Cardinals, the Guardians hosting the Rays, the White Sox hosting the Athletics, the Cubs going against the Rockies, the Giants hosting the Padres, the Angels versus the Astros, the Diamondbacks hosting the Brewers, and the Rangers are going up against the Mariners. So make sure y'all tune into the Thursday Sports Huddle to get updated information from the Major League Baseball, NCAA football, and NFL Week 2. That's all I have, me personally, from my side, and what me and Matt can go back and forth with. Now, Matt will give y'all what's going on in wrestling.
Ain't gonna even cap to you, man. Ain't much really going on in wrestling. You know, I'm dealing with this stuff over here, and I got another dog who's sick, so I'm trying to get her back to health.
Okay.
But ain't much going on in wrestling really to know about as far as like the in-ring side of stuff. If you're a fan of someone named Nigel McGuinness, he's coming out of retirement to take on Bryan Danielson, which that's pretty cool. I hope he does okay. I personally feel like people should hop on YouTube and go maybe watch some of their old matches. They're a well-known rivalry for like I ain't gonna even call them the lower level because Ring of Honor was very popular even though they did small venue shows. Like from the OG days of Ring of Honor, they were a big rivalry back then about basically who was the best between Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness. I went on YouTube and I found, which wrestling fans, I feel like it's not hard to do this. You just hop on YouTube and you watch some matches. It's okay to use AI to generate a Facebook post, about these things, but just hop on YouTube and watch some of these old matches so you can kind of get an idea of what you're about to watch in the next couple of weeks. It's just all history. It's all here for us to see. I feel like I missed it growing up, so I want to see what I missed. But that's a ideal big match coming up. I don't know what is going on in AEW. I feel like Shane McMahon's about to come and they're about to do some type of takeover angle because you got like a couple of wrestlers that's kind of creating their own little thing going on, and we already know Shane doing the contract signing. But outside of that, SmackDown is on USA now. They're no longer on Fox, which is a good move for them and for Fox. Fox is in talks with AEW for a 1 hour show. They like how they get ad revenue money, so I'm not surprised. So Fox is in talks with AEW for a 1 hour show, so be on the lookout for that. Raw and SmackDown Raw will be going back to 2 hours starting next month, which, in my opinion, is a great move. Some people say, well, they can't really fill three. They can fill three. But if you watch Raw for years, like I have, 2 hour Raws, it hits everything on the money. You ain't got to do no more. They get everything done. They put all those angles together. The storylines work, segments works, all the action. So 2 hour Raw is coming back from October until the end of the year when they move on to Netflix. I'm not really sure if they're going back 3 hours when they get to Netflix or if they're going to stay at 2. But that's pretty much it I got going on for wrestling. I've been in my own little world. I got to see what's going on in Japan. They had some good matches I've been missing over there. It's like they schedules. It's like, because when it comes to watching like wrestling in Japan, it takes effort. Like when I say it takes effort, it's not like with WWE or with AEW, not even TNA, where people are more willing to just share the information. You got more people sharing the information about what's going on, when it's happening, and everything. You kind of have to try to keep up with it yourself, or find that little small group of people that keep up with it. So it's easy, in my opinion, to kind of fall off from Japanese wrestling and then hop back on the bandwagon because you might lose track of when these events are happening. But it's cool. That's pretty much everything I got on the wrestling side of it. I did have a question for you though.
Yes,
It
sir.
was about these Atlanta teams and this whole identity thing. Like, why is it so hard for teams to put together identities down here? Like, what? And to you, what is it? What does it mean to have an identity? As far as like for let's say for football, what does it mean to you to have an identity? How much does having an identity like help drive the direction of your team? Because you know how it is with Atlanta. I look at teams like, I look at the teams like the Eagles. We have an identity. We know that we play smash mouth football. We're gonna punch you in the face. We have an identity, and a lot of teams that seem to have that simple identity seems to do well as far as consistency go. You don't really see them go over the mountain and then fall hard off the mountain, then go over the mountain and fall hard off the mountain. So like, what does it mean to you as far as like how big is it? How important is it to like really set an identity so this is who we are?
I think it's very important. Just like even how I'm gonna give a reference to Georgia players and how they talk about the legacy, the foundation, the tradition of their team was laid before, like you said, the hard nose playing Georgia football, going out there, give it everything you got. I think when you have an identity and you know it, and it's been solidified in your organization or in your whatever you're a part of for so long, it gives you something that you can fall back on. It gives you something that you know I have to the standard I have to live up to. Like you said, having hard nose, like being hard nosed, playing hard nosed football. If if I don't do anything else, I'm gonna be physical. You know what I mean? That's my identity. I'm gonna try to out physical you. If I can't outsmart you, do anything else, I'm gonna out physical you. Like you have something to lean back on. You have something to say, hey, I'm tough. We don't roll over for nobody. You know what I mean? So I think identity is very important, but it starts with yourself though. Who are you? What are you gonna do? Why are you suiting up? Why are you on a basketball court? Why are you play? Why do you do anything? What is your why? Your why has to be a part of the identity because it's a part of the makeup. You know what I mean? So I think it's very important. But I think honestly, man, the culture of our city is we have such a great identity for the city of itself of Atlanta. You know what I mean? Very historic, very strong willed. I think a lot of people from there, have a lot of ambition, hustle, that type of stuff. But I think the lifestyle of the city translates a lot to the sports figures. You know what I mean? Like how all the entertainment we have there, all the things that's accessible to those players. Either they have to focus on how to not be distracted by the outside things, the outside world, and just focus on what they have and control what they can control. Their identity needs to be focus on focus on your craft, focus on you becoming a better football player, focus on you becoming a better basketball player, focus on you becoming a better baseball player, hockey player, soccer player, whatever sports we got now. Thing we're gonna get back on hockey too. We're gonna hopefully get more information on that as it comes. But the identity and another thing too, the identity of the staff, like the organizations as a whole, from the admin side, from the Hawks, from the admin side to the Falcons, that has changed. That has been something different. Like it hasn't. They haven't had anything like we haven't had anybody there, a big GM or even with the Falcons or the Hawks that really have just made great moves for the organization that have solidified. Hey, okay, we set this trend. We're going to continue to follow that trend. By recruiting, signing these type of players, getting these type of players. Like since Mike Vick, what big time name guy at quarterback really been there? Like that. You had not Matthew Stafford. You had Matty Ice for a while, but he wasn't the same caliber as Michael Vick. That same type of explosion, that same type of dynamic type of player. But now you see the shift. Now they got Kirk Cousins, but now they went to get Michael Penix Jr., a guy who kind of had that type of makeup, who can be potentially a type of playmaker like that. Then you go to the Hawks. They drafted Trae Young years back. Now they got to put pieces around him. They tried to, but it didn't work out. They I don't know. But identity is very important. I'm glad you brought it up because that's your makeup. Again, you have to know who you are first of all as a player on that team, but then what type of team are you coming to? What type of team are you looking to build on? What type of foundation was laid by those organizations and by those teams? You know what I mean? So I think identity just go ways back to the beginning of when that team was started. When that team was organized, whoever the owner was, whoever the person was that brought this team up. And that's why I think the Braves win. That's why they one of the only teams in the city besides the United Atlanta United with a championship in the city. You know what I mean? Like because they have an identity of playing smash mouth baseball. They recruit good players. The 90s had great teams. They revamped the 2010s. We had good teams again. Then like couple years back when we won the World Series, we had the pieces. It's like the formula. The formula was already there. We know how to change the formula, put different pieces in there because the identity is to be able to get good players, good pitchers, good people who can hit the ball, and good fieldmen. That's what their identity is. That's what they've tried to implement at their time as an organization. And I just think that's what the other Atlanta teams have to do. We have to adopt that. We have to adopt. Get somebody who's in that front office who's headstrong, who's going to make the best decision for the team, who's not going to be scared to piss the fans off and that type of stuff. And we got to do this to win games. You know what I mean? So that's
No,
all.
that's a beautiful answer right there for real. I felt like asking that question because it's just I remember back during the training camp, Raheem Moore said one thing that already gave me a red flag. Like back then, he said we got the pieces. Now we have to figure out our identity. And I said, oh, it's like oh Lord, here we go. But I'm glad that it's. I'm sorry, I don't even know if I'm really glad. It's just another guy coming in trying to figure out what's the identity of these Atlanta Falcons. And I'm like, we need a set identity, and not for each coach that comes in here. We need an organizational identity. What are we when it comes to football? We can't be 1 year we're a stout defense with a bad offense. The next year we're a decent offense with a bad defense. The following year we got both of them intact. Like we need to have something like the recruiting be switching up, the style of play switch up, the type of players we get switch up. Like we need a set foundation. It's time. It's over, dog. I'm being honest with you. It's over. Like this is just my last thing before we hop off of this. It's over. No more excuses. No hopping on the radio trying to find reasons to, give excuses for Atlanta Falcons and their come up and their downfalls or any of that. I'm not letting the O line slide. I'm not going to let the O line slide because y'all already knew this quarterback was hurt, so y'all should know by now that we got to protect him if we want to see him play at least half of what he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all should know this already. If y'all want to act like y'all don't, then it's fine. But it's no excuses. Too much money is being spent. Y'all revamp. We got a whole new culture regime. And even Raheem ain't giving me no hope, dog. He either going to play or he ain't going to play. But now you in this situation, the first quarter of the NFL season, as I like to call it, the first quarter of the NFL season, and now you mixing in with preseason because you got to figure it out. So, it's no more excuses. You either going to do, look here. Y'all either going to the playoffs, y'all winning this South, or Arthur Blank gonna be like, all right, I gave y'all time, and it's only been 1 year. Raheem, your job is fine. Terry, you making your job look good for another GM. Just saying. And I love Terry. I love all the moves that he's making. I love what he's trying to do. But we have to put this stuff together. We can't be sitting here going out getting players like Matthew Judon and Justin Simmons and our offense is just like, dang, we got the ball back. What do we do now? You give it to Bijan. Get Tyler Algier involved. I feel like we should have a two-headed monster down here. Honestly, I feel like I love Bijan Robinson, but Algier probably one of the most disrespected running backs in the league. He ran 1,000 yards for Atlanta, and they said we're gonna go and get another running back right quick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, get them involved. Run a two-back system down here, man. We got them. They can do their thing. We need to figure this out. They just need to figure this out.
See, I'm glad you even brought back up. When you said the identity, I just immediately thought of the Dirty Birds.
Yeah,
When
they
the
need an
Falcons
identity.
when the Falcons were the Dirty Birds, the Falcons played different football. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they need to bring that back to the team. I was just even thinking about the Hawks when they was called the Highlight Factory. Like they was their identity. You know what I mean? Like they knew you were gonna see some plays, some crazy plays, and the Dirty Birds, you knew they were gonna come give it everything and leave it on the field. You know what I mean? But the identity shifted. The highlight, ever since the State Farm Arena, the Phillips Arena went away. It's
Yeah.
like it's like the city stripped the identities away. You know what I'm saying? It stripped the culture, the history of the team. Phillips Arena became State Farm Arena. Uh, the Georgia Dome became the Mercedes Benz. So it's like the identity was revamped because of the city. You know what I mean? In a way, but it's up to the organization to revamp their culture, get their culture back, and put those guys back on the right track. So I'm glad you definitely brought that question up, man. That was a great segment. So
Yeah, get it together, Falcons.
yeah,
Get it together. It's about to be a rough 2 weeks, boy.
yeah,
And then now you mentioned the Saints. I'm more so care about their defense than I care about their offense. So it's like, dang, now you got to deal with that defense in a couple weeks. But like, bro, now I know I've seen things about you know the playoff hopes and everything. All right, so let's see here. We just lost to the Pittsburgh. We lost
Mm-hmm.
to Steelers. I already got us kind of losing to the Eagles. That's
No,
why I said that 27 to 20.
yeah.
But I'm like, hey, that's like a 65% confident 27-20 now. Now trust me, I already know that. I know how this thing works. Like for real, I know how this goes.
Hey,
And
y'all could
then
win too, though. You know what I mean? Y'all could
I
win.
know it's a possibility, but come on now, you saw what happened. What are we gonna do? Get key stops and kick field goals? The defense eventually gonna get tired. The Eagles can literally sit here and wear down the Atlanta Falcons defense until half of the third quarter, and then just take off.
Yeah.
They can literally do that, which honestly, that's the way I look at it going past 27. When you say you jumping into those 30s, as far as the Eagles jumping 30, I can see the Atlanta Falcons defense doing what you said, giving it all they got. But it ain't gonna be enough, but we can't sit down and drink some water for a little bit because y'all can't stay on the field.
Mm.
So then, Eagles tire out this defense, and then boom, they just start running all over us. Like, I can see that happening. But they gotta get this right. I'm glad you brought up the highlight factory because when I started thinking of identities in this state, that's the first one I think of. And you brought up the Dirty Birds. I was like, yeah, we definitely were. We were a different team when we was out there doing that, boy.
It was just a different vibe in the city. Like growing up, I never been a Falcons fan, but I never heard the disappointment for the Falcons how you do now. You know what I mean? Like the Falcons, they were people were proud to be Falcons fans. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying people not proud now, but they had something to be proud of. Like I said, the Dirty Birds were just that. They were the Dirty Birds. Like they got it in. You know what I mean? They played hard nosed football. The highlight factor, them boys, they balled out. No matter who was there to play in front of them, they came and they made plays. You know what I mean? Like, but we shall see. Like I said, hopefully, they get a revamp and they find new identities and they try to build on it. It ain't gonna start this week for the Falcons, but we'll pray for y'all though.
Look here, man. Y'all lose these first 3 games, everybody gonna start to lose their mind. But I just want people to realize something. None of these teams that we played were the Saints. They were not the Bucks. They were not the Panthers. Our path to the playoffs is still through the NFC South. The only problem is that for some strange reason, because I never talked about this team enough, for some strange reason, everybody thought Tampa Bay was going to fall off. And I laughed.
Yeah.
I laughed. I'm like, wow. They kept Baker. They kept Mike Evans. The defense is still intact. They have weapons all over the offense. I don't know why people thought that Tampa Bay was going to fall off just because we got Kirk Cousins and some help on defense. But no, this is not going to be as easy as Atlanta Falcons fans thought.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should have been a little bit more vocal over the summer about Tampa Bay because I really didn't care for the Saints because I know what they are. I know what they bring. They bring a great defense and an offense that might play some days and might not. Depends on the quarterback because they got weapons too, plenty of them. But here we are, bruh. Y'all want to get into the playoffs. If we want to get into the playoffs, it has to go through the NFC South, and that's not as easy as people thought it was going to be at all.
I still think y'all the favorite. I still think y'all had the pieces to be able to, put it together. But like I said, y'all, the faster y'all find an identity, the better y'all will be for sure.
Yeah, we already behind the 8 ball because Tampa Bay got an identity.
Yeah,
like they got a full identity already. They know who they are.
For sure.
Yeah, so we step in there, we play Tampa Bay, and we still don't know who we are. Figure it out, Terry. Figure it out, Raheem. Zach Robinson, you figure it out too, because you came from LA doing great things with Matthew Stafford. And that offense over there lost 3 linemen and Puka Nacua and still almost beat Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, figure it out.
They went overtime, so yeah.
Yep. Figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, man, it's always a pleasure to have my cousin here. Make sure y'all go check him out. Just Unconventional Podcast. My guy, my cousin, Matt, love you, man. Appreciate you for pulling up today. Grateful Gap family, y'all be blessed. Have a great today, man. Y'all be safe in your adventures and your endeavors. As always, give God glory for today. Let's make the best of it. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.